So hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I'm Digital Master here and want to share with you the roadmap roundup that came through today and just sort of walk through it with you very briefly, but mainly because it talks about Star Citizen 1.0 and very cool to see. We do have the release view and I'm going to sort of walk through that step by step in this video. I'm going to try to move pretty quickly here though, to get right to the points. So let's get right into it. So happy Wednesday, everyone. I don't really need to read through that part. So let's talk about this first portion here, Star Citizen 1.0. Following the reveal of Star Citizen 1.0 at CitizenCon 2954, we're excited to introduce a new addition to Release View in the public roadmap. This column outlines the high-level objectives for the 1.0 persistent universe, offering a clear vision of where we're headed. While it's not a comprehensive list of every feature, it highlights the core goals that will shape the 1.0 experience. This new column represents our development journey toward 1.0, allowing us to continuously release features and content ahead of and leading into the official 1.0 launch. As features content are completed and ready for the next live patch, they'll migrate from the Star Citizen 1.0 column into a dedicated patch specific column. This approach lets us deliver regular updates to live servers while giving you a clear picture of what to expect from the 1.0 experience overall. Okay, so it says head over to Release View to see the full overview and don't miss the final panel of CitizenCon for an in-depth look at the path to Star Citizen 1.0. And I will be releasing my day 2 top 5 soon. So without wasting any time, really quickly, I want to look at the changes for 3.24 column, and it's pretty exciting, even though we sort of knew these things were supposed to come. I don't know that we knew anything about these two though, but let me just go through here. The Miss Starlancer Max, which was announced at CitizenCon, this past CitizenCon 2954. The Argo SCV-SM, which was also announced. We're getting that as well. And then, oh man, the RSI Polaris. Yes, that is one of my most anticipated ships. And so to see that it's confirmed in the roadmap roundup is a very exciting thing. And so IAE this year cannot come soon enough because, oh man, I can't wait to step foot for the first time in the Polaris. All right, let's move on. The Anvil Hornet F7CR Tracker Mark II. So this is the Mark II version. Anvil Hornet F7CS Ghost Mark II. So we're getting both of those, which I just don't remember hearing about before. So that's exciting. And I know probably more exciting for others than myself. I wouldn't call myself the biggest combat pilot. I know how to fight, but you know, and I like the F8C actually more than the Hornet series. So yeah, I still think that's exciting though to get the Mark II Tracker and Ghost. So cool stuff, cool stuff. Acidic Caves, that's confirmed. Rock Caves confirmed. Additional player customization is also confirmed, which is nice to see. Yeah, so they're just continuing to add on to it. And then the Multi-2 updates, bringing the Multi-2 in line with Squadron 42, including adding additional functionality like cutting for a specific scenario. So we're going to get the cutter. Repair, which would be nice. And updates like improved handling, integrated UI, and the use of batteries to operate it. Now, again, this is all coming by... It just says Alpha 3.24. And I think most of this, except for the ships, is it in the PTU right now? I don't know for sure. Let's see. Now I could read this too. Upon review of the support required for server meshing, pyro, and general stability of 4.0, we made the choice to temporarily remove several deliverables from the 4.0 release to free up necessary engineering bandwidth to prepare for launch. So before I continue, I put a post on my YouTube channel today talking about what we can expect for 4.0 before the end of the year, whether it's going to be still with Evocati or if it's going to be like wave 1 or maybe all waves PTU or maybe actually reaching live servers. And so far, I think everyone seems to think that it's going to be all waves PTU, possibly. But this here lets me know they're really pushing hard for 4.0 by the end of the year. And given everything that we've seen so far, I'm inclined to think they're going to really give it their all to get it to live by the end of the year. And this action here makes me think that even more. So we'll see. We'll obviously see by the time we get to January. All right. So, well, actually, before January, because they go on holiday break, I think right before Christmas in the US. So, yeah, we'll find out then. All right, so this list includes engineering gameplay, life support, fire hazards and fire extinguishers, charge and drain, and transit refactor. Now that transit refactor, if there's anything in this list that I really wish did not get pushed back, it's that. But it is what it is. We'll get it. Man, once they change that, I think that's a quality of life feature that I think is going to be so game changing. Anyway, we're aware that many of you are looking forward to these features, especially engineering gameplay, and for me, transit refactor. But rest assured that we're committed to pulling these back in as soon as possible, which is very good to hear. Meanwhile, several features that were planned for Alpha 4.0 have been pulled forward into Alpha 3.24.2, such as the new vehicle HUDs and MFDs, additional player customization, and multi-tool updates. Okay, exactly. So that's what I was sort of asking up above. So those are not, I don't think they're in the PT. It could be in the PTO. Now that I think about it, I'm still a little lost. And I haven't tried the multi-tool updates, but I'm starting to think that they are in the PTU right now. Let's see. As those were far along enough for us to bring them to you all sooner rather than later. Additionally, the addition of the resource network allowed us to partially deliver on some of the core engineering gameplay functionality in the form of the updated power management MFDs, with more to come. Therefore, the following cars have been removed from Alpha 4.0 columns and will reappear in an incremental patch once we have more details on their timing. Just to go back to this, I'm jumping around a little bit, but I don't know if I've seen these in the PTU right now for 3.2, 4.2. They could be, they may not be, because they're saying that they're pulling it forward. So I don't know how if that's already present in the PTU right now, but it will be obviously sooner rather than later. So all right, so we're losing life support, engineering, fire hazard, fire extinguisher, solar burst. Oh, that sucks. And charge and drain, and then the transit system refactor. Man, that if there's anything on this list, like I just said, it's this one, man. Oh, CRG, please. All right, I'm pretty sure it'll be there soon enough. But let's go take a look at the new roadmap. And I'm gonna move my big head right over here, so I'm not in the way. But we do now have, of course, we have the 4.0. We might as well take a look at both, right? Let me very quickly scan through the 4.0. So we have the space stations, contested zones. Let's see. Contested zones are location fee. Yeah, we know about that, right? The contested zones PvP area, which is going to be nice. Asteroid bases. Yeah, that's going to be nice as well. Excited about that. Pyro 1, Pyro 2, Monarchs, Pyro 3, Bloom, Pyro 4, 5, 6, Ignis, Outpost, Colonialism, all the things we're pretty much familiar with. Pyro space stations, Vur, I don't know, Fuego, Fyro, Adir, Vatra. I'm guessing these are moons, right? Those are all moons. Let's close up locations. Let's look at AI. We get the Quasi Grazer. Nice. Space Cow. Gameplay, new missions, location repair, which would be very nice. And jump points, of course. Can't have 4.0 without jump points. Finally, server mesh in V1, which is the juicer. And then mission system refactor. Now, let me read this one. Yes. Yes. Please, 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 please. Reworking the underlying mission system to become compatible with server meshing, allowing for easier creation and maintenance of mission content. So also, and probably most importantly with this, is that if you get disconnected while, having your mission, or at least if there is a, is no longer called a 30K, but if you have to be moved from a DGS to another DGS, you should no longer lose your mission progress or your mission in general, or it shouldn't be automatically abandoned, right? So that's a big one because I can't count how many times I've been on a mission and get disconnected, or server recovery happens, and then I lose all of that progress. So that is very welcome to see. And now let's take a look at Star Citizen 1.0. This is new and it is tentative. Keep this in mind and also read your disclaimers, please. Let's not get too married to everything here, but this is exciting to see because it's going to start to give us a good idea of what we might expect for 1.0, so that, the orgs and everything, everyone else, of course, can start to plan how they may want to play, what they plan to get into for 1.0 as far as what's available to, as far as content, right? So let's take a look at each pillar here. We have characters. We're going to get starware. So let's see, implementing new technology that allows the combination of clothing and armor pieces on characters, further enhancing both player and NPC customization. And they talked about this at CitizenCon, so yes, I'm looking forward to that. More customization, more customization, more customization. I'm so here for it. And I hope we hear more about some of the nuanced details of the tech, right? One thing that I really enjoyed from last year at CitizenCon was when they talked about the materials and how like the hair flows now, and the physics of the hair is really cool with the new customization options. But I'm really into seeing I think, well, they actually have physics in already basically, but some of the new gear they were showing off was really cool, like the addition, like the cloaks and stuff like that. That's basically what I'm looking for, I guess. So I guess it's just really like the additional customization options or clothing options that we should see. So we'll see how much we get with that, but that's exciting. All right, gameplay. We have 16 entries here. And now the first one is a big one, law and security. So implementing an updated system that handles law infractions along with security responses to criminal activity. For those of you lawful players out there, myself included, that's going to be nice. Especially if you want to play solo. I want to play my org though, may not want to come for me though. You may not want to come for me, you know what I mean? Anyway, let's keep going. Planetary shields, yes, the technology they talked about with the base building, which is great. Now this is giving me, we're going to talk about this in a second, but anyway, planetary shields, introducing planetary shield tech, which provides maximum protection for ground locations, including player bases from hostile attacks. That is good to see. Keep an eye on that one. And then ownership, which is very cool, implementing a robust ownership system for items, vehicles, and more, including the ability to transfer ownership both legally and illegally. So that's also cool. I think they touched on a little bit of this at CitizenCon as well. So really nice, really nice, really nice. And then the guild system. Yes, please. So I'm very, very, very excited to see this. As I talked about in my most recent video, introducing guilds to the persistent universe, which provides rewards and content for different professions to players as they complete contracts and earn reputation. Now, when they say, yeah, that's what I think it is. Okay, anyway, let's keep going. So we have insurance, taxes, and warranty. Exactly. So this is going to be great. So they're going to flesh all this out for that, as they stated. Implementing a new system that handles medical items, or medical, item, and vehicle insurance and associated fees, as well as the mechanism to retrieve lost or destroyed vehicles. Beautiful, beautiful. Reputation V2, integrating the reputation system with guilds and rewards, as well as the addition of an improved reputation app. Very eager to see what that looks like and how much more functionality we'll see. Then new player professions. Well, now what's this? Addition of new player professions to the persistent universe, such as builder, crafter, explorer, athlete, and more. So builder, and then officially adding the crafter, which makes me think we're going to get craft. Well, yeah, because I don't think they mentioned this. Did they mention that crafting was planned for 1.0? Huh. This makes me excited that they mentioned this, because yeah, definitely I would like to think that will come at 1.0. And then of course Explorer, which again, I'm going to make another video, by the way, that talks about, I mean, not give it away. Anyway, stay tuned to the channel. I got a good video that I want to bring to you that is interesting for thought. So, builder, crafter, explorer, athlete, which they did talk about, and more. I'm eager to hear what that and more is all about. Okay, death of a spaceman. Now we have some of that in the game, some, not all, but I guess this is the full-fledged uh, feature that's going to be coming in. So this system will forever raise the stakes in the persistent universe as it adds the ability for your player character, to incur permanent injury or death. I'm more excited about that than you might think. I'm really excited about that. Adding stakes, just adding those heightened stakes, I think is going to be good for the game. Very, very, very good for the game. Anyway, I digress. AI blades. Yeah, there we go. AI blades, folks. It's, as Rich said, it's planned for 1.0. So a new vehicle component enabling the autonomous operation of various aspects of vehicles such as turrets. And I'm sure there would be more things as well. And player space. Yo, I didn't know that they were targeting 1.0 for this. That is really cool. That is really, really cool. Implementing the ability to build homes among the stars with the introduction of player-made space bases. I want to, do they mention? Yes. Now, mind you, I didn't look at this before I started the video. I looked at the first one and then I just said, hey, let me just record a video. Listen, we're going to get crafting. So this confirms my thought above. Crafting is supposed to come in 1.0, implementing the ability for players to craft various items using resources from throughout the persistent universe. Beautiful. And then base building. Yes, I'm so glad they're targeting 1.0. Please hit the mark. Please hit the mark on this. All work encompassing the ability for players to construct and maintain bases, including resource generation, yes, commerce, yes, and customization, yes, yes. Player to player trading. That's also going to be nice. Please bring the economy into the game. Like the full-fledged economy into the game. I've been waiting for that. One thing I do a lot in MMOs is I will play the market and I will make money just doing that sometimes. I'm sort of into that thing in life too. So it kind of translates into games. So yes, please. Yes, please, CIG. Implementing the ability for players to set up their own shops and sell wares to other players. So I know it's only talking about setting up your own shops and selling wares to players, but I like to think, trading also includes other things as well. Hopefully that's included here. So, all right. Player organizations. Okay, so the guilds above, by the way, I mistook that to mean player organizations. That's the guilds in the game. That's the in-game guilds. The player organizations, though, this is for obviously player organizations. So, yeah. Exciting. Yes. Thanks, CIG. I love it. Implementing the ability to create and fully manage player organizations, including a dedicated mobiGlas app, which we saw at CitizenCon. Let's go. Social mobiGlas app. Creation of a new mobiGlas app to manage friends and contacts, as well as the ability to easily find and create groups. Group finders. Let's go. That's only going to be good for the game as well. And citizenship, which again they talked about at CitizenCon. Elevate your status in the verse by becoming a citizen to gain unique rewards and benefits. I'm so glad they actually added that. I sort of made some suggestions a long time ago where I felt like it made sense to basically have us start from the ground up. Like, because at that time we only heard that we're already citizens, already, sort of elevated status. I've always, was hoping for that sort of starting from the bottom, aspect to this game. And it seems like, of course we heard this at CitizenCon, but it seems like that's exactly what we're going to get. I think that's awesome. All right, so that's it for gameplay. Let's look at core tech. Global illumination, bring it on. Implementing global illumination, providing further visual improvements to the lighting of both interior and exterior spaces. Star audio, great presentation at CitizenCon for that, which I think is, listen, sound, or audio or sound, and what was the other one? Oh boy, audio, and of course, it was another one. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but sometimes there's, they're so underrated. And when it comes to immersing you in the experience, it's so underrated what audio does to or does for a game. So, Star Sim. Now, what is this? Backend systems and tools simulating the state of universe and economy. There it is, and dynamically responds to players' actions. So so it's called Star Sim. That's what the formerly, I guess, Quanta was called. So now it's Star Sim, and I'm so here for it. Hopefully, we'll hear again from oh my God, he's been away so long. I forgot his name. I feel ashamed, terribly ashamed. But please come back and tell us all about Star Sim again, please, please, please. All right, content instancing. Ah, yes, this is what Ian told us about at CitizenCon. Implementing new technology that allows both existing and new content to be instanced for more crafted group gameplay, and experiences. Yes, please. So basically, right at your main landing zone. For example, they showcased Area 18 for this, and you'll be able to just stay right there and do missions and gain rep and all that lovely stuff. So beautiful. Dynamic server meshing. Okay, so that's good. And even it was an interview that uh, Benoit did where he talked about where we are with server meshing. And one thing he did say, and I am paraphrasing, okay, is that, you know, with where they are right now, they're not far away from dynamic because and again, I sort of assume that myself personally, that once you get the foundational tech in, which is static server meshing, dynamic is not far off and is much closer than, or is much easier to get to than getting to tier 0 or static server meshing. So that should come quickly. That makes sense to me that they're targeting that for 1.0. Star Architect. Yes, 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 sir. New tool that scatters ground locations based on environmental and designer data to populate the world of Star Citizen at an unprecedented scale. This was the presentation. I call it a dynamic POI, which is probably doing it a terrible injustice, but Star Architect, that's what it's called. And oh man, yes, please. Oh, and then Planet Tech V5. So everything they talked about in at CitizenCon, it seems that this is all a part of 1.0. And so I had a discussion or a few discussions about that because some people seem to think that all these things weren't like tied to 1.0. And in my head, like they're talking about all these things, they're presenting all these things in technologies, Genesis, for example. It only makes sense that they want to get that all set and in by 1.0. And so I forgot what Chris was talking about when he called out the 12 to 18 months. Of course, we play very carefully when it comes to times or timestamps and dates that they provide, but it was a 12 to 18 month time window for this. So yeah, I'm excited. Anyway, so Planet Tech V5, which includes all those new biomes that I was just talking about in my last video that I'm so excited about, which includes jungles, man, bring it on. And then dynamic weather. Yes. Dynamic weather, man. One of the most exciting things that I saw on day one. Oh, please, man. Rain. Let me read this. Real-time simulation of weather fronts on a planetary scale, including rain, wind, and thunder. Bring it on, CIG. Bring that on, please. All right, so mission and events. Let's move on to that. The main story, which I'm so happy to see. Oh man, like, please give us more lore in the game. Like we have it, like they've been building the lore for Star Citizen right alongside the game all these years, and I still feel like we only get just the smallest taste of it in the game, even at its current state. I can't wait to get more lore just baked into the universe. So let's go bring that on too. Location stories, which is tied to that one, or which is tied to main story. New missions and narrative arcs set in specific areas, allowing players to experience the uniqueness of various locations in the verse. Yes, please. Station warfare. Interesting that they put the card here for that. Introducing station warfare, where player organizations battle over multiple ground and space locations to gain the protection of planetary shields and lawless star systems. Oh, I see. Okay, that makes sense because they did talk about the and this is probably for yeah, exactly, lawless star systems. So okay, that's what I was curious about. Great, and it's good that they had that in. Good for the PvP community and the orc community. All right. And for the world, which I've never seen that category before. Okay, not bad. All right, so Imperial Sports Federation, a league of sporting organizations that banded together to standardize competitive sports throughout the empire. Utility Tunnels, a new location archetype that brings sandbox content to landing zones such as the municipal works under ArcCorp. Utility Tunnels, yeah. I remember they mentioned that. Okay. Nick System, yes, awesome. The Council, let's see, organized as the governing body for illegality. Okay, the Council, yeah, that's right. The factions for lawless factions. The Council is a collective of syndicates, gangs, and outlaws who mandate criminal activity throughout the systems. Fair enough. Mercenary Guild. Formed after first contact with the Xi'an, the Mercenary Guild provides combat and logistical expertise to all corners of the universe. Yes, awesome, amazing. Academy of the Sciences. I'm very interested in this. Originally based out of Retor, the Academy of Sciences has expanded to become a congress of scholars dedicated to the expansion of knowledge throughout the universe. I can't wait to see. Okay, hunter, explorer, researcher, search and rescue, farmer, crafter? Crafter. I'm pretty sure that's what they meant there. All right, and then United Resource Workers. Yes, makes sense. Protecting the people who are the lifeblood of industry. The United Resource Workers can always be found hunting, the harvesting minerals, scavenging, or crafting. Right up my org's alley. So yes, awesome to see them. Did I miss one? No. The Interstellar Transport Guild, of course, one of the oldest professional unions in the UEE. The Interstellar Transport Guild oversees the movement of goods and people throughout the universe. Of course, and building interiors. Okay, so gameplay focused layouts to fill the interiors of the various buildings and landing zones and other points of interest. So this is one that I don't think we heard much about, unless that's what Ian was talking about too. But this is a throwback, in my opinion, to the last CitizenCon where they talked about the landing zone interiors, giving you, again, more to do right at those landing zones and many more interior locations, which again just adds to the breadth of those locations alone. So awesome. And then, of course, Castra, and finally Terra. So, let me read Terra though. We didn't hear much about that. The Terra system is a planetary system in the United Empire of Earth, UE, made up of one mesoplanet or mesoplanet, one terrestrial planet, two super Earths, and one G-type star named Terra Nova. Now, I don't remember how many landing zones are supposed to be here, but basically this system is going to be considered your safest, one of your safer systems, right? Like your high sec space, because right now Stanton is considered medium security, and Pyro, of course, is lawless, completely lawless, or low sec if you're an Eve refugee, and like your like Terra and stuff like that, and Earth or Soul is probably going to be like very safe systems. So there we have it. I am actually 30 minutes. I gotta find a way to shorten these up. Maybe I'm talking too much, but I gotta find a way to shorten these up. Anyway, I really wanted to go over it for the first time. Of course, they're gonna probably make some changes, adjustments here or there as we go, but I'm very excited to see this. Next thing I do want to see is when they expect to hit this target, right? The interesting thing is that it's right after 4.0. But as we know, we probably will see some 4.0 dot something, and maybe even a 4.1 before we see the 1.0 would be my expectation, just to sort of set expectations, I guess, in a healthy way. But the fact that they just have it behind 4.0 is definitely exciting. but of course, take that with a grain of salt. Anyway, what's your thoughts about all that? How are you feeling about Star Citizen 1.0? How are you feeling about the roadmap in general in regard to what we're going to get in 4.0, as well as the things that were moved up for 3.24.2? Very exciting times to be a Star Citizen and a fan and a follower. I think we're really getting close to the end of the road of the alpha phase and moving into Star Citizen proper, I like to call it. So exciting times. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.